here with Ken from Ken Mode.
Ken, I'm Jesse.
Oh, Jesse, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, it seemed appropriate. Okay, you guys are at Housecore Horrofest. Throwing on my Phil Selma. How do you feel about that? Phil putting this together, ask you guys out.
It's pretty damn cool. The whole thing's been very unique and a lot of fun so far.
Great. Okay, I'm going to want to ask, okay, Ken Mode, I know it means kill everything now, so why did you say Ken Mode instead of kill everything now? Is it kind of like a funny thing?
We literally got the term from the book Get in the Van that Henry Rollins wrote about Black Flag. It was just a phrase that he used in referring to the band's attitude when they took the stage after the My War album came out. He said that their mantra was to kill everything now, or everyone now, and that they were in Ken mode all the time. So we just kind of, I was 17 when we came up with this band's name, so I thought Ken mode was kind of cool.
Alright, so you're saying Henry Rollins can sue you for this?
He didn't trademark it. We've trademarked it.
So you could sue him for it?
I think that would be silly.
Yeah, but you could.
Yeah.
So you could have a frivolous suit.
Never gonna happen. Yeah, not gonna happen.
Alright, fine. Okay. I'm a big guitar gearhead myself. I play guitar. Okay. What's the whole deal with your sound? You have a very unique sound. How do you get that?
Nothing too crazy. The record we're about to record, I've been using my Telecaster a lot more, Fender Telecaster. Historically, I've never used many pedals. I have a old Mesa dual rectifier that I've used since 2000, and recently, within the past like 4 years, got an orange rocker, and that's basically my guitar rig. I've been incorporating a couple pedals. I've been using a Fuzz Roche's Demon King on a bunch of stuff, which I'll probably largely be generating my tone at this fest since I don't have my usual rig. Yeah, for the most part, it's just the amp sounds and the different guitars I use. I use a Gibson Les Paul Custom with lace humbuckers in it. What the hell was it? I think the Hemi humbuckers is what's in it. I have a God City Industries guitar that Kurt from Converge made me. One of his like pre-production models, because I know he's starting to make more of them now, and these were like the prototype ones that he built up. Anyway, bass-wise, we have a Marshall VBA 400, and we use Heavy Electronics Orso pedal, and we've always used our Fender Aerodyne bass, and we have some lace pickups in that thing too.
What about the pickups in the Telecaster?
Telecaster's just the stock ones. Haven't replaced them.
American Telecaster?
Yeah. I love the way that thing sounds. That's the guitar I'm using on this festival too. We toured Europe last month, and I used it the whole time. It's the lightest guitar I could fly.
Okay, speakers in his 30s? Or?
Yeah, I believe so. I didn't alter anything with that
So just
stuff.
dialing it in to your specs. Okay, one more thing. Okay, is that the 2-channel?
Yeah, the old Tool channel.
Nice.
Back before, I swear, like around 2000, they changed the wiring and circuitry to those things, because none of them sound like mine do anymore.
Right.
And I actually don't like using new Mesas at all.
I feel the same way about Marshalls and a lot of bands. Let's see. Who are some of your influences from, like, say, old 60s bands to maybe the 80s and up to modern bands now that you listen to?
Not a lot of 60s stuff directly. Indirectly, I'm sure there's tons, but bands that have influenced us with stuff like Nirvana, Melvins, Jesus Lizard, Today Is the Day, Dazzling Killman, Black Flag, stuff like that.
What about new bands that you like?
New bands, I've been listening to a lot of stuff like White Lung, Grays from Toronto. Who else? Just trying to think of stuff I've been listening to this year a lot. A lot of Canadian noise punk, which has been a lot of fun.
Bullshit! Don't believe a word he says. He's so serious.
How you doing, man?
That's exactly.
Am I interrupting you guys?
Maybe a little.
Oh, that's what we're here for. I have to say this, Corey Mitchell, Housecore Horror Film Festival, one of my favorite fucking bands, the Planet's Ken Mode, absolutely, definitely one of the reasons why we're going to have them on the big stage, and you guys are going to love it, so.
I'm hoping to terrify people tomorrow.
He will.
Oh, he
He's
will.
fucking scary as hell, so.
That's the
Great
only reason
band.
I asked that.
No projections, just the eyes.
Always. So, good job, man. Sorry to interrupt you.
Alright, cool. So I got my gear nerd stuff out of the way. What else? That's my music. So what do you guys plan on doing on the new record?
We're recording the new record actually in under a month in Winnipeg. We're bringing Steve Albini up to Winnipeg. That was getting loud in here. But yeah, Steve Albini, it's been kind of a dream to work with him ever since I was a kid, so this should be really cool.
Awesome.
It's going to be a tone monster.
We get to say to other bands that like, and other people who want to be like on tour, make a band, they feel like maybe it's about the money, being an artist. Because I feel like one side's the business or entertainer side, the other side is being an artist. I feel like you guys lean on that side is more to be an artist and shoot for yourself.
We kind of handle both sides a lot more than most bands do, especially. Even though we're not a very commercial sound, my brother and I are both, like Shane's a CPA. I used to work in accounting. I have a background in small business management and marketing. So we kind of handle all that side of it ourselves while still being very immersed in the artistic side. But for young bands, I'd suggest just you got to know what you're getting into, know the scene, get to know bands regionally that you can play with, know what you're going for with your own sound, and fine-tune it so you're not just like jumping in willy-nilly. I've actually had some talks on a few different panels. Recently one in Barcelona when we were on tour out there. That was a similar festival type situation, but I've been noticing these popping up on the industry festivals across the world lately where they bring in industry professionals and kind of ask them all these questions about how young bands can kind of get started and get to the point where they can become like the bands that they've grown up listening to. And we're still struggling to try and make it up to the level where people give a crap. But yeah, really the big things is you gotta know what you're getting into. A lot of bands I feel like they don't understand what it takes to get rolling. Like they all want to jump into, well, I gotta get a 15-seat passenger van, I gotta get $40,000 worth of equipment, and we're gonna tour the world. It's like, slow down. Work on regional stuff, get your mom's minivan, get on the road and meet a couple people from a town over. That's the way you're going to build this. Otherwise, you're going to go bankrupt immediately and go work in a bank.
I don't want to work in a bank.
Me neither. Working in a bank sucks.
You said not to spend much money. It's coming from somebody who's playing Orange Rock or uses vintage 30 cabinets.
That stuff.
Custom Les Paul.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember in 2011 we were playing a show in Halifax, Nova Scotia in Canada, and I was setting up, and some guys were like, "Ooh, nice gear. Must have cost you a lot." And my stuff's all beaten up. It's old, and it took me 15 years to accumulate all that stuff. So anyone got some nice stuff. Like, yeah, you pick it up when all you spend your money on is your own equipment for 15 years.
I want people to hear this because I feel the same way. I do this.
Yeah,
I've been trading up for years.
My Orange I bought used because I couldn't afford it new. Now we're sponsored by Orange and I can afford stuff.
Now they're giving them to you.
Well, we don't get them given to us, but we get them like half price-ish.
Partial endorsements.
It's cool.
And people need to hear that as well. It's not like they're just giving them to you.
No, you have to be really.
Yeah,
they give them to big dudes.
But you get a discount.
People like us, it helps. Like we had to replace, we got a backup bass head on our tour of Russian Circles, and like when you're not blowing like $3,000 on an amp, it's reassuring that companies like that are helping out bands like us, where it's like, yeah, you can get an amp for like $1,200.
You're basically advertising and saying, hey, this is awesome.
Yeah. Plus, we don't have money when we're touring full time. You can't afford anything.
Because to a certain extent, you're basically having to, I guess, sell in a sense because you're advertising an amp, but you like the product. So to me, you guys are both doing something.
That's funny. A lot of the smaller bands, more of our size and obviously bigger, not quite at like a huge scale, but we're the kind of bands that a lot of people, I think a lot of companies are recognizing we can help sell their products, because we're the type of people where I'm out after the show talking to people.
Right.
Most bands that are bigger that you'd think would make more sense to sponsor and push gear with, they're hiding backstage because they don't need to talk to people nor want to. Like, I'm at the merch table. People can ask me questions about my pedals because I have no delusions of grandeur. I don't give a crap. I'm just like everyone else. I play guitar. I like
You're
good
not like
tones.
everyone else. You like to talk about guitar gear too.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like anyone else who'd like to talk about guitar gear. Like, we're interested in it. It's cool. It's fun.
Yes.
You like...
You're doing it for fun. You're not doing it for the money.
God, if I was doing
Almighty
it for...
dollar.
Even though we are doing this full-time as a job right now, like, still, if this was like my be-all and end-all career aspirations, I think I'd kill myself. I know I'm never going to make $1 million doing
It's
this.
appropriate. That's why it came from Kenmo. Kill everything now. First, you have to kill yourself. Okay,
Suicide, I'm not that type.
let me back up
fan
here. I
lyrics.
want them to see these. I want them to.
The Dark Crystal shirt?
He represents Dark Crystal. It's supposed to be a kid's show, a kid's movie. I kind of watched it the other day with my nephew, and I was like,
Jim Henson's masterpiece.
yeah, that might be the deepest kids movie I've ever seen.
I wish they would publish the original version, or because I saw the stock footage at the end of the special edition DVD release. The Skeksis originally didn't speak English in it, and they found it was alienating to the audiences because, like, American audiences don't like to read. And it would have had to have been subtitled, so... But you can tell if you start to focus on their mouths during the movie that they're not syncing up with the English words because it was a made-up language. It's really cool when you notice that. And I really wish I could get a version of the movie where they're speaking that, like, Skeksy language.
Maybe you guys could do like a version that's like, this is Dark Crystal, Jesse's version.
Yeah. Get the money somehow. I wonder if the Mystics had their own language, too.
So, we talk about this one. Is there anything you want to add?
This was a tirade I went on yesterday in an interview too. If you like a band, or even curious about a band that is going on right now that's a smaller one, check them out on tour, buy their stuff, don't wait. So many people are spending money on bands getting back together, or bands that they've liked for 30 years, when really the most exciting stuff is going on right now at your local dive bars with 20-year-olds pouring their hearts out and destroying their bodies because they love it. It's the kind of stuff that you'll look back at in 20 years and go, holy shit, I saw X band back in this dive bar where no one knew who they were and they absolutely destroyed. That's the kind of shit you gotta tap into now because that's what life's all about.
If I can add something, honestly, I saw you guys for the first time in April. You guys came to our dive bar in Little Rock, and I was like, are they always here? But I was like, this is the most insane band I've seen, and this is a hard shit that I thought. I was like, I don't even listen to this type of music. I kind of honestly feel like you guys are off my guard. But how do you feel about that? Like, some people call you guys noise rock or hardcore. I kind of think of you guys as avant-garde because your organic type sound, the way you guys are playing, it doesn't even seem like you play guitar like other guys. I also tell my friends, it's like, I didn't even think you used a power chord. I don't know what was going on.
No, they're weird chords. Like, I have small hands, so I tune my guitar in a really weird manner. Like, people have said I tuned to asshole. Yeah, none of the stuff lines up. Like, it's like E flat standard with the top three a half a step up, and then the bottom one tuned down to B. So it's just like this mess. So I'll do like these chords like this, and it just sounds like ugly. That's all I can say. It sounds like ugly.
Sounds like ugly.
But
sounds good.
That's one of the things I think why a lot of metalheads have trouble with us. Like, we don't really fit into any category. We're part noise rock. We have some hardcore leanings, some metal. It kind of goes all over the place. Even like our new record that we just finished writing, it's a lot more noise rock, a lot less metal, yet at the same time I know it's going to be too heavy for most people who like noise rock.
Whatever.
See
It's
what
your
happens.
music. Do what you want, right?
I don't care. As long as I like it,
Right.
and I'm having fun.
Yeah. I want to leave them with this. If you go see Ken Mode, it doesn't matter what music you listen to, what genres, or what, ideas you had the band before, just make sure you don't have your cell phone out. Because not only would Jesse come after you, I'll come after you too. And you don't even know what I look like.
Plus, it's just rude. You don't want to be rude.
Yeah. I know you guys already do it with your friends, and that's rude too. So it starts here.
Yeah. Have some tact.
Right. Okay, thanks Jesse. I'm Sam out of Betty.